The old saying, "It's an ill wind that blows no good," could be appropriately applied to Homestead Miami Speedway. In the wake of Hurricane Andrew in August 1992, South Florida racing promoter Ralph Sanchez began organizing construction of the region's first major league motorsports facility as part of the reconstruction of the devastated Homestead community. Groundbreaking took place the following August and November 2005. The first event, a NASCAR Nationwide Series race, was won by Dale Jarrett. Longtime host to NASCAR's season finale for the Top 3 Series, the 1.5-mile variable banked Homestead Miami Oval has also hosted major IndyCar and IMSA events. SCCA amateur races and CSS motorcycle races also take place on the road circuit. With more than 1,000 palm trees and a Caribbean color scheme, the facility projects a South Beach flavor that distinguishes Homestead Miami from other major racetracks in America. It took a while longer to get the right combination for the racing surface. In its first iteration, the track had 4 separate, low-banked corners. That configuration failed to promote good racing and unfortunately also provided bad crash angles. Widening the aprons failed to correct either of these problems. A major reconfiguration of the track during the summer of 1997 brought a more conventional layout, sweeping 180-degree corners at either end of the oval. Close, but still no cigar. But the most recent work on the track, during which the track assumed variable banking up to 20 degrees in the corners, flattening to 3 degrees on the straightaways, has done the trick. Everyone agrees, at Homestead Miami, the beauty is now more than skin deep. Tonight, the BRR Saturday Series returns to South Florida for its 4th race of the season. It's guaranteed to be hot, so you better crank up that air.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and all creatures terrestrial or non-terrestrial that may be watching. Welcome to the BRR Saturday Series presented by Flaming Karma Paint Shop. Got a little over 1 minute left in practice before they go out there qualifying. Tonight we are in South Florida. Enjoying a little sunshine and heat as we take on the Homestead Miami racetrack. This is a 1.5 mile progressively banked speedway. That means that the banking varies from the bottom to the top. It gets progressively steeper the higher up you run on the track. That allows for multi-groove racing. The downside to it is that the transitions off the corners can be a little bit tricky, so the cars have a tendency to want to get loose. It's fine if you're a single car running by yourself, you get loose, that's not a big deal, but if you're in traffic, it can get real interesting. You can just see Wild Bill out there doing a little drifting there into the corner. Just kind of emphasizing that point. This track is also, because of its location, the heat, the track surface is a little bit rough, so it has a tendency to eat the tires, as they say, which means that the tires start to go away, the speeds will drop off, the handling of the car just becomes worse and worse, so it makes it that much more of a challenge. Final 10 seconds here before we go qualifying. If you want to just take a minute to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, so that way when the BRR Saturday Series goes broadcast live, you'll be notified each and every time. And practice is wrapping up. We'll be starting qualifying in just a minute here. Two laps of qualifying. Some of the drivers told me that it really takes 3 or 4 laps for the tires to come in, so for the first couple laps it can be a little bit sketchy, so they're hanging on to it. So see what type of speeds they can put out. Stephen Gibson Jr., Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, and Raymond Hillhouse are the first 3 on track. Bunch of people jumping on now. William Mann Jr., Gerald Poole, Jason Rome, and Michael Whiting also started qualifying runs. Jason Rome is the current points leader. This is our fourth race of the season, so it's still a little bit early, but he's definitely had some very consistent finishes here, which has helped keep him or vault him to the top of the leaderboard. Get a little idea of the speeds that they run here. They get down into the 140s, low 140s in the corners, up to about 180 at the end of the straightaway before they have to back out of it. He's running a little bit higher line, so you have to get out a little bit early, but that helps him get on the throttle a little bit sooner too. Stephen Gibson to the top of the chart so far. Ray Hillhouse basically turning an almost identical lap. 33.42 to a 33.75 to a 33.756. Richie West out on track in the A&W car. Ooh, a little bit loose. Yeah, these cars usually take a couple of laps to get those tires up to temperature so they get a little bit of grip. But of course, then soon after they get that grip, the tire surface starts to, or the track surface starts to wear the tires, and then the grip starts to go away again. So it's a very small window when the car is actually handling the way you want it to. The rest of the time, you're just trying to make do and hang on for dear life. Jason, as usual, just turning some laps after his qualifying laps, just get a little more track time. That's kind of a practice of his, a ritual, I guess you would put it. Just keep running laps till they tell you to park it and get ready to grid. Had 14 cars take time. We have 17 cars here total. So Matthew Young, Donald Durrance, and Rick Sargent have not turned laps for practice. They're electing to start in the back. So Stephen Gibson Jr. on the pole. Ray Hillhouse will be second. DJ Kinner third. AJ Godsey with fourth. And Michael Whiting, top 5 qualifiers so far. We'll see if any of those other 3 want to take out to the track or if they're just content to start where they are. Qualifying is over. Field is starting to grid up. Take a look at the starting lineup. On the pole, Stephen Gibson Jr., Ray Hillhouse second. Second row is DJ Kinner and AJ Godsey. Third row, Michael Whiting and LB Hewins. Fourth row, Jason Rome and Jeff Hinkle. Rounding out the top 10 is Jared Heasley in 9th and the Manslammer, William Mann Jr. in 10th. 11th is Bill Percy. 12th is Gerald Poole. Richie West is 13th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, in 14th. 15th is Rick Sargent. Donald Durrance, 16th. And Matthew Young rounding out the field in 17th. Just waiting for a couple more cars to grid up here and we'll get underway. Pace car is rolling. Take a quick look at Miami Speedway. It is a 1.5 mile oval with progressive banking. The current air temperature is 72 degrees, so rather cool for this time of year in South Florida, with a track temperature of only 75 degrees. That's helped by the fact that it's a little bit overcast. Stephen Gibson Jr. will lead them to green with Ray Hillhouse outside front row. There will be a competition caution about lap 33, which the drivers by that point will be screaming for tires, so they'll all be happy to see that. Pace car is off. Field is in Stephen Gibson Jr.'s hands. Green flag, here we go. Racing at Homestead Speedway. Cars starting to single file out quickly. Definitely want to run the lower groove is the faster groove, but typically as the tires wear, they'll start to migrate a little bit higher. Looking from on top of L.B. Hewen's car, Stephen Gibson's leading, Ray Hillhouse is second, the Iceman DJ Kinner in third, AJ Godsey fourth, Michael Whiting fifth, and L.B. Hewen sixth. Jason Rome seventh, Jared Heasley eighth, Jeff Hinkle ninth, and the Manslammer William Mann Jr. rounding out the top 10. Got Bill Percy, Gerald Poole, Richie West, Donald Durrance, Nicole Creasel, Rick Sargent, and Matthew Young round out the field. This is 100 laps. So you can see the field start to spread out just a little bit. You'll typically on a track like this, you'll have some drivers that will take off a little bit quicker, but they'll usually wear their tires out a little faster and they'll start falling back through the field. Looks like Elby's just running a nice conservative line, trying to save some tires, have something towards the end of the run here. Saw Jason Rome pass him for sixth. He's closing up on Michael Whiting, the points leader. Started a little farther back, but he's up one spot now. So let's see what he can do and how he manages his tires. A little farther back in the pack, you've got Gerald Poole, Wild Bill Percy, and Richie West running here. That's for positions 11th, 12th, and 13th. Donald Durrance right back behind in 14th. Typically at these speedways, if they get 5 or 6 laps in, they'll have a tendency to kind of spread the field out. You have less chance of there being a little impact. Looks like some sparks there. Someone must have gotten into the wall. It's not uncommon to brush the wall on entry. You're trying to make that entry as wide as possible. Just get a little outside. Just take a little paint off the right side. Doesn't hurt the car. Up towards the front here, the Iceman, DJ Kinner in third, putting a little pressure on Ray Hillhouse. Looks like they've opened a little bit of a gap on AJ, who's fighting with Michael Whiting right now. Stephen Gibson Jr.'s opened up a little bit of a gap, about half a second, over this fight for second place. Oh, Michael Whiting real loose. Good job hanging on to it there. These cars, when you come off the transition of the banking onto the straightaway, if you don't get it just right, they'll have a tendency to try and snap around on you. So good job, but that did let AJ maintain that fourth position. Stephen Gibson stretched his lead out to just about a third or 3/4 of a second over Ray Hillhouse and the Iceman that are fighting for second position there. Again, your top five is Stephen Gibson Jr., Ray Hillhouse, DJ Kinner, AJ Godsey, and Michael Whiting. Jason Rome in sixth, Jared Heasley seventh, Albie Hewins in eighth, Jeff Hinkle in ninth, and the Manslammer William Mann Jr. in 10th. Take a look on the bumper cam for Gerald Poole as he's running along behind the Manslammer. Gerald's in 11th position right now, up one spot from his starting spot. Gerald's running in kind of a middle groove here. You can see William Mann Jr. is kind of letting the car close in on the apex there and then drift back off on the corners. Because of the progressive banking, you can run 3 or 4 different lines here. You can actually run 3 wide if necessary, although not recommended. So you can see that most of the grooves all funnel out to a single line out near the wall as you exit the corners. There's Jared Heasley in the plum crazy purple Mopar. Jared's up 2 spots into 7th. Looks like he's trying to chase down Jason Rome and Michael Whiting, making a fight for that 5th spot, a 3-car battle. Here's looking back from the rear bumper cam on Michael Whiting and Jason Rome and Jared Heasley there. Michael still staying to that low line. Jason's keeping that top line. He has to give up a little bit in the center of the corner, but he'll have a little more momentum coming off, so that'll allow him to get a good run on him. Close that gap right back up. Jared's just sitting there lurking, just waiting for one of them to make a mistake or the 2 of them to get battling to see if he can pick up a couple spots all at once. Still the battle for second place. Ray Hillhouse holding on to it. The Iceman looking low, looking high, just doesn't quite have an opportunity to get by him right now. But we'll see as the tires start to wear now that we're 12 laps in. 12 to 15 is where the tire wear starts to show up. By lap 20-25, you'll see a noticeable difference in who's moving forward and who's moving back. Meanwhile, Stephen Gibson is out to about a 1-second lead on this battle for second. AJ hanging right back behind with Michael Whiting, then Jason Rome, Jared Heasley. Looks like Jason's gonna try the low line this time. Manages to get that pass on Michael Whiting. Michael's still a little loose coming off those corners. That will not help him on the long run. If he makes that right rear tire a little bit angry, it will start to give up grip, and then he'll start to struggle. So hopefully he can just kind of get the car straight and let that thing cool back down, and just kind of ride for a little bit and then try and fight him again. Up front still Stephen Gibson Jr., although the lead's just a little under, well, it's about 3/4 of a second now, so Ray Hillhouse has closed it down a little bit. Ray running second, DJ Kinner third, AJ Godsey fourth, and now Jason Rome up into fifth. Michael Whiting fell back to sixth, Jeff Hinkle seventh, Jared Heasley eighth, Albie Hewins ninth, and the Manslammer holding that solid top 10. Gerald Poole, Bill Percy, Richie West, Rick Sargent, Donald Durrance, Nicole Creasel will round out the top 16. Looks like Matthew Young has had to make a pit stop. Don't know if he... looks like he might have had a little bit of a problem. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah, don't see what issue he had. He must have had contact with the wall at some point. That's my guess. See if we can take a look, see if we can see anything. Don't see any damage, but he may have had to use a fast repair. Running along in 17th, but he is on the back bumper of Richie West, so these cars do get a little bit of a draft here, so it does help to stay close to a car in front of you. It just helps you a little bit down the straightaway. Back up front, still that battle for second between Ray Hillhouse and DJ Kinner, but they have definitely closed up now inside of a half a second on Stephen Gibson Jr., the leader. AJ Godsey's less than half second back from this fight here for second, so he's definitely still in it, with Michael Whiting running fifth, Jason Rome sixth, Jeff Hinkle seventh, Albie Hewins eighth. The Manslammers moved up to 9th, and Jared Heasley to 10th, and it looks like those two are swapping out. Jared inches back by on the top side, but William Van Jr. hanging tough on that bottom there. Let's see what happens as they come off the corner. Good job of the Manslammer holding that down. He's going to fall back in line, try and set him up, see if he can get him again. There he goes back to the bottom. Complete. Again, they should have a competition yellow about lap 33. At this point, the tire wear has started to show up, so some of the drivers towards the back may start struggling. We'll see if some of the guys up front can start closing down that gap. Here's from the roof of AJ Godsey running in 4th position. It looks like DJ has managed to get around Ray Hillhouse for 2nd place. That allowed Stephen Gibson Jr. to open up the gap to a little over half a second, but it looks like they're starting to run him right back down again. You can see the field is kind of stretched out a little bit. Nobody's really in a big hurry though right now, because like I said, they have that competition caution coming up in about 10 or 11 laps, so no need to panic yet. DJ's run that lead down to about 0.4 of a second, so steadily gaining on him. Coming to complete lap 25, you can see the speeds have dropped off significantly. The race pace is a little bit, quite a bit slower than the qualifying pace. They're down nearly a full second. Stephen Gibson's best lap was a 33.94. He's now running a 34.62, so almost well, 3/4 of a second off at this point. Albie Hewen's running in 8th place right now behind Jason Rome. Still a little bit ahead of the Man Slammer. So he's not got any pressure there. It looks like he's just trying to ride it out, get to that competition yellow, get some tires on, and see what he's got for the end of the race. Based on fuel load, they will not be able to run the remaining portion of the race without pitting at least one more time for fuel. Of course, they will want tires anyways. 67 laps is a long way to go on a set of tires. A little closer battle back here. Gerald Poole looks like he's running down Wild Bill. Got him down to half a second right now. Matthew Young hanging on, still in 17th place, several laps down, but he's whatever his problem was, he's got it sorted out now, and he's running well. So he'll want that competition caution too, because that way he can get the wave around or the lucky dog and get back at least one of those laps. Top 5 is still Stephen Gibson Jr., DJ Kinner, Raymond Hillhouse, AJ Godsey, and Michael Whiting. Jeff Hinkle has now moved up to 6th, Jason Rome 7th, Albie Hewen's 8th, the Man Slammer in 9th, and Jared Heasley in 10th. Richie West, Bill Percy, Gerald Poole, Rick Sargent, Donald Durrance, and Nicole Creasel round out your top 16. They're all on the lead lap. Matthew Young in 17th, several laps down. Take a look at Jeff. He's stretched it out since he got by Jason. Jeff is one of the better drivers for saving tires. So this track like this that's high tire wear, that's right up his alley. He's not going to be the fastest guy out there, but over the long haul, very consistent, very good at managing those tires. So we'll have to see how it plays out towards the end of the race. He's up 2 spots from his starting position. He dropped back a couple at the initial part of the race, but I'm sure that was just saving tire. Now he's made up those spots and starting to move forward a little bit. 30 complete, so another 2 or 3 laps, we should have the competition yellow. Definitely have a battle up front here. DJ's closed down on Stephen Gibson, trying to look to the high side. He's got a pretty good run off the corner there. AJ's managed to get by Ray Hillhouse for 3rd. Michael Whiting still running 5th, a couple seconds back from this front pack, the 4 cars that are all here up fighting for the lead. AJ sends it in way high, trying to get a big run off the top of the corner. Let's see if that helps him. Didn't really look like it. Looked like he kind of just held court there. DJ is all over the back of Stephen Gibson. 32 complete. Next lap should be the caution. And there is the caution. So we'll let them get some pit stops done here, and we'll see if we can grab one or two of them in here on Discord and see how the race is going for them. Field forms up here behind the pace car, so they should be making pit stops this time by. Looks like Stephen Gibson gets off first. DJ's second. Ray right behind him in third. Michael Whiting fourth. Jason Rome fifth. AJ Godsey back to sixth. So had a little bit longer pit stop than everybody else. Jeff Henkel seventh. Albie Humans eighth. William Mann Jr. ninth. And Richie West rounding out the top 10. Jared Heasley 11th, Rick Sargent 12th, Gerald Poole 13th, Bill Percy 14th, and Nicole and Donald are still on pit road, but they'll be coming off here shortly. Let's see, I don't see any of them. Well, I guess we'll grab Ray and see if we can chat with him. Ray, it's Mark up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I gotcha.
Okay, so first race, or first stretch of the race, we knew there was a competition yellow coming up there. How's the car doing handling as far as the tire wear?
Feels great, just a little loose out. Right there at the end, I was trying that high line to see if it'd be of use later. I think AJ was as well, but it looks like the bottoms wears fast.
Okay, so I know you lost a spot or two just kind of experimenting, but you were hanging out there the whole time. Are you going to take it a little easier on the start here for the tires, or are you just going to keep going for it and try and split the run up?
Yeah, I think definitely take care of the tires and see how far we can go without anybody losing it. Maybe we get a caution midway, that'd be great.
All right, well, good luck. Hopefully we'll talk to you after this race is over.
Thanks, bud.
That was Ray Hillhouse. Currently running third, started outside front row, but as you can hear from him, definitely looking at tire conservation, which is something that he's pretty darn good at. He and Jeff are two of the better ones out there. And just learned from the Discord chat that Matthew Young's problem was actually a computer problem. Nothing that he did wrong, just his computer went a little haywire, which happens every once in a while. Sometimes the servers don't mesh, and it'll have a tendency to boot you out. And so, unfortunately, he lost a few laps out of it, but he's still running, so that's a good thing. Lights are out on the pace car. Looks like Stephen Gibson has elected to start on the outside. The leader does get lane choice. Everybody else has to then form up as the normal, typical side-by-side. So Stephen Gibson, the leader, DJ Kinner second, Michael Whiting and Ray Hillhouse on that second row. Third row is AJ Godsey and Jason Rome, Albie Hewins and Jeff Hinkle in the fourth row, Richie West and the Manslammer, William Mann Jr. rounding out your top 10. Rick Sargent, Jared Heasley, Bill Percy, Gerald Poole, Donald Dernitz, and Nicole Creasel round out your top 16. And, of course, Matthew Young's 17 several laps down because of that computer problem. And on this start, I think I'm just going to shut up and let you guys enjoy a little bit of the racing action here. Time to crank it up. Battle for sixth here is Jason Rome and William Mann Jr. fighting there. Jason a little loose there off the corner. They were 3 wide at one point. So Jason still has it gathered up. Manslammer had to make a pretty big evasive move to get down around him. Jeff Hinkle to get through, and now Albie Hewins is challenging Jason. So he went from 6th to about 9th here in a little less than a lap. Just one little bobble off the turn 2. Got it packed up like they were on the race there. We'll settle back down and see if we can make this high line work for him, see if we can make a couple of those spots back up. Up front still Stephen Gibson Jr., DJ Kinner, Ray Hillhouse, Michael Whiting, and AJ Godsey in the top 5. Then William Mann Jr., Jeff Hinkle, Albie Hewins, Jason Rome, and Jared Heasley are your top 10, with Richie West, Bill Percy, Rick Sargent, Donald Dernitz, Gerald Poole, and Nicole Creasel rounding out the top 16. Again, Matthew Young several laps down from that computer problem. DJ picking up right where he left off right before that caution, right on the back bumper of Stephen Gibson. Ray Hillhouse right there with AJ Godsey lurking in 4th. Michael Whiting sitting there right in 5th too. So top 5 cars really close together, about 3/4 of a second back to William Mann Jr. in 6th. The line here, all 5 are fairly close together. Take a ride for a lap or 2 inside the Donald Dernitz, getting back in 15th position. This is right there behind Gerald Poole and Rick Sargent. See, it's a small correction to the right as that car wants to try and step out on him. will run off the corner closes right up on Gerald. Gerald being a left-handed over, you end up turning right a lot more than you really like to. It's just kind of the nature of the beast with these cars in this track. Percy got a little loose off the corner. You can see Gerald scraped the wall there too. Back up third spot, Ray Hill House. AJ Gotzi right behind him. Michael Whiting running fifth. DJ and Steven Gibson just up about a half a second in front of these two. They had a real good exit off the corner that time. Managed to open a little bit of gap on AJ and pulls up again on the DJ. Top five is Steven Gibson Jr., DJ Kinner, Ray Hillhouse, AJ Galaxy, and Michael Whiting. A man slammer running sixth, Jeff Hinkle seventh, Abby Hewins eighth, Jared Heasley ninth, and Jason Rowan back to 10th. Richie West, Bill Percy, Gerald Poole, Rick Sargent, Don Jones, and Nicole Crusoe round out from 16th. After again, still several laps down to the computer power. It's like Michael managed to get the nose underneath him, and AJ's trying to hang tough up on the outside line. Allowed William Mann Jr. to close right up on those two. 4-car battle for third place. With Steven Gibson and the Iceman in first and second just ahead of him, just about 3/4 of a second. Jeff Hinkle starting to close in on this gap too. He wants to wait for a 5-car battle for third. They're running a little bit quicker laps than I would have expected this early on in the run, but I guess they're all looking at the fuel situation, realizing that they're going to have to probably get fuel, so they might as well get tires when they're doing it. So might as well not save too much. Sargent, Gerald Poole, and Bill Percy having a nice little battle here. This is back for 12th, 13th, and 14th. Donald Dunst right behind him, 14th, just less than a second behind, so he's still in this fight too. Wild Bill was the winner after the season opener at Daytona. Had a couple of good runs. He had the points lead for a little bit, and unfortunately had to miss a race because he races in real life dirt cars. So that kind of takes precedence over playing a video game, so to speak. Back up front, still Steven Gibson Jr. and DJ Kinner. Ray Hillhouse, Michael Whiting, AJ Godsey, William Mann Jr., and Jeff Hinkle all fighting for 3rd through 7th. Albie Hewins 8th, Jared Heasley 9th, and Jason Rowland 10th. Looks like Albie's starting to close in on this group too a little bit. Yep, he's caught the tail end now, so his car's coming to life here. These 6 cars all fighting for 3rd spot. Jared Heasley in 9th, about a second and a half behind this fight. So he's kind of hoping they'll start to mix it up so he can close in. 52 laps complete out of 100. And we've only had that one caution, the competition yellow at lap 33. Nice clean race so far. Michael Whiting's managed to get on the outside of Ray Hill House. See if he can make that stick coming off the corner. Should be able to get a little bit better run. Did get a little loose though, so that didn't help him getting the power down. But he does complete the pass. So Michael Whiting to third, Ray Hill House fourth, and AJ Godsey right there in fifth. Of course, William Mann Jr., Jeff Hinkle, and L.B. Hewins 6th, 7th, and 8th. All part of this fight. DJ's just hanging tough there with Steven. Trying to keep a little pressure on him, see if he can make a mistake so he can slip by. DJ always runs real well here at Homestead. Last season's Truck Series champion because of his strong run here at Homestead. So definitely knows his way around this track. A little farther back, Rick Sargent's managed to catch Richie West. Looks like he's got Bill Percy and Gerald Poole back behind him, and Jason Rome is coming to pit road. Jason was running 10th, so he's giving up 10th spot to come to pit road. I don't know if he had a problem. If he got in the wall, it'd be a little early to try and short pit and get tires to gain that advantage, but he should be in the fuel window at this point, so maybe that's exactly what he's doing. Playing a little strategy game, hoping that those fresh tires give him enough of an advantage that they can't run him back down on the other side. Back up front, AJ's managed to get around Ray now, so it's Stephen Gibson Jr., DJ the Iceman King in second, Michael Whiting, AJ Godsey, William Mann Jr. now in 5th. Ray Hill House 6th, L.B. Hewins 7th, Jeff Hinkle 8th, Jared Heasley 9th, and Rick Sargent's cracked into the top 10. Got Richie West, Bill Percy, Gerald Poole, Donald Durrance, and Nicole Kiesel. That's 11th through 15th. Jason Rome is, of course, a lap down from his pit stop. But if everybody else has to stop too, that will cycle back up. And Matthew Young running 17th. Again, several laps down because of that computer issue. Looks like Michael Whiting's managed to separate himself a little bit from that path, or AJ's trying to run him back down. See if Michael can close up on DJ. He's a little about 1 1/3 seconds back from DJ, and about 3/4 of a second up on AJ. Too many J's. Looks like AJ had a little bit of a blink there for a second. Either he did or I did. We do have some storms in the area, so that could affect my internet. So see, but I'm not showing me drop plane, so I'm guessing AJ had a little blink. It happens from time to time, so it's not a big deal. He wasn't in traffic or close to another car, so it shouldn't matter. Meanwhile, Ray's trying to get that 5th place back from William Mann Jr. William still having an awesome race, up 4 spots from his starting position in 6th. Albie's right behind him 7th, Hinkle 8th, Jared he's in 9th, and John Rick Sargent in 10th. Still trying to put pressure on Stephen Gibson for that lead. Two of them have about a 1 1/4 second lead on Michael Whiting in 3rd. He's another almost half a second up on AJ Godsey in 4th. Ray Hill House back to 5th now. Albie Hewen 6th. William Mann Jr. has fallen to 7th. Jeff Hinkle 8th. And Jared Beasley 9th. Go on board Jeff Hinkle as he goes up on the inside. Albie Hewens. It's a battle for 6th on the lead. Excuse me, for a second. You see Jeff and William Jr. running that low line. He's sticking with that high line. Gets a nice run off the top. Again, that progressive banking means the steeper, the higher up the track you run. So allows you to carry a little more speed. It makes for good side-by-side racing too. The track does narrow up as you exit. If you don't get that exit right, again, like I said earlier, the car will have a tendency to try and spin out on you. So you have to be really careful, really precise on the movements. I'll be managing to slip through for 6th place. Still that close battle up front. Steven Gibson Jr. hanging on to that top spot, but the Iceman wants it. AJ Godsey 3rd, Michael Whiting 4th, Ray Hillhouse 5th. Albie Hewens, William Mann Jr., Jeff Hinkle, Jared Heasley, and now Richie West has moved up into that 10th spot. Bill Percy, Rick Sargent, Gerald Poole, Donald Durrance, and Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel running 11th through 15th. Jason Roman 16th, a lap down. And, of course, Matthew Young in 17th. DJs are searching for any place high, low, trying to figure out a way around him, but Steven's definitely holding a pretty wheel, as they say, and running the exact line he needs to run to keep that lead. And DJ is coming to pit road, so green flag pit stops will probably happen here soon. You can't afford to let one of the leaders out there on fresh tires for too many laps. You'll give up way too much track position, so we'll start to see some of the other drivers respond. Gerald Poole is also on pit road. He actually looks like he's exiting here shortly. Michael Whiting's made his pit stop. And Steven Gibson's going to stay out, so he's going to give up a little bit of track time, thinking that the fresh tires a little bit later in the run, he'll be able to run them back down, because this will probably cost him the lead once the cycle through, but depending on the tire situation, he may be able to close back in. So it's Steven Gibson 1st, AJ Godsey 2nd, Ray Hillhouse 3rd, Albie Hewens up to 4th, and the Manslammer, top 5. Jeff Hinkle 6th, Richie West 7th, Rick Sargent 8th, Jared Heasley just went to pit road, so Donald Durrance is running 9th. Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel just cracked the top 10. So Jared Heasley and Bill Percy are on pit road. Now what he's looking for is a caution, because as you can see, DJ just went by on the inside, so he's not far from getting his lap back. Steven Gibson, the leader, has come to pit road, so that will put Albie Hewens to the lead. The Manslammers come to pit road out of 3rd spot. see what Rick Sargent, Richie West is coming to pit road. Rick Sargent stays on track. So green flag pit stops underway. Here comes AJ off. Falls in behind DJ. As you can see, Michael Whiting went to pit road about 2 laps ahead of DJ, or a lap and a half, and as you can see, he managed to get back in front of DJ. The DJ's right there, so not much of an advantage, but a little bit of an advantage, but we'll have to see in the long run if that pays out. Albie Hewins has gone to pit road, as has Rick Sargent. And Donald Durrance is still out, so he is now taking the lead. There's Michael Young following him. Oh, it looks like Donald, is he coming into pit road? Or no, he's going to stay out. He's going to roll the dice. What he's looking for is he wants them to run another 8 or 10 laps probably, and then have a caution fly out. And then he can come to pit road, get tires. I don't know if the others will want to use their last set. They were only given 3 extra sets for this race, so they've used 2 now. Giving up a lot of time as far as on the watch is concerned, but he's got the lead right now. You can see that's DJ Kinner coming off of 2 behind him, about 6 seconds back. DJ is in front of the cars that have pitted so far. Michael Whiting running 3rd, AJ Godson 4th. Stephen Gibson, by staying out those extra couple laps, went from the lead to 5th. Ray Hillhouse 6th, Jason Rome 7th, Albie Hewins 8th. William Mann Jr. 9th, Jeff Hinkle 10th. So Jason Rome, who short pitted really early from about the 10th position, was up to 7th, so that's paid off with 3 spots, but he's got older tires than a lot of the other cars around him. So we'll have to see in the long run if that pays out for him or it happens. Of course, he'd like to see a caution too, because he's run enough laps that fresh tires will give him an advantage too. Just running this one out, so it's a little bit a contrary strategy to what a lot of other people are doing, but sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes that's how you win a race, is you just do something that nobody else does. So we'll have to see. Time will tell us if that's going to work out for him or not. He's up high. Looks like he might have brushed the wall a little bit, but he's letting those guys with the fresh tires get on by without holding them up. Again, he's in a situation, he can go quite a bit farther on fuel before he's going to have to pit, but he will have to pit. I don't think he can make it to the end on the fuel that he has. But he's pretty close to the point where he's probably going to want to get tires. There goes Stephen Gibson on by for 4th spot. Donald's falling back to 5th. Still a pretty bold call. It's got him up 11 spots from the starting position, so good for him. Definitely sometimes pays to do something different. So your leader is DJ Kinner, Michael Whiting 2nd, AJ Godson 3rd, Stephen Gibson Jr. 4th, and Donald Durrance 5th. Ray Hillhouse, Albie Hewins, Jason Rome, William Mann Jr., and Jeff Hinkle round out your top 10. Bill Percy, Jared Heasley, Richie West, Rick Sargent, Gerald Clear, 11th through 15th, Nicole Creasel, 16th, 1 lap down, and looks like Matthew Young has come to pit road for his tires. Again, several laps down because of that computer problem. Ray has managed to get around Donald, so it's pushed Donald back to 6th. Still up 10 spots, so far so good, paying off for him. Now he just needs that caution. That's what he's looking for. Got 24 laps, 23 laps to go. 22 now. Meters across the stripe. Up front, Michael Whiting's getting a little pressure from AJ. He's about a half second off of DJ Kinner right now. So first, second, third, all separated by less than a second. About 3/4 of a second total. Stevie Gibson Jr.'s gotten back to fourth after that later pit stop, which cost him a little bit of track position, but he's got fresher tires than everybody else by several laps, so we'll see if that pays off on the long run. Ray Hillhouse up to fifth, Donald Durant still holding tough there in sixth, Albie Hewen seventh, William Mann Jr. eighth, Jeff Hinkle ninth, and Jason Rome has slid back to 10th, so basically in the same spot he was in when he short pitted, so he may try that again, see what happens. But at this point, I think he's kind of going to have to stay where he's at. Looks like Richie West is closing up on Bill Percy. That will be for 11th place. Bill definitely tries dancing around a little bit off that corner. Richie's managed to run him down. Up front, DJ Kinner leading. Michael Whiting second, AJ Dodson third, Stephen Gibson fourth, and Ray Hillhouse running out your top five. Inside of 20 to go, and Donald has hit pit road. So the gamble didn't pay off like he wanted to, but now he's going to have fresher tires than everybody else. So let's see if he can charge his way back up through the field. AJ Kinner's got about 3/4 of a second lead on this battle for second. Looks like AJ's going to the inside. Gonna drive it down in there into turn 3. Michael just lets him have it. No sense fighting, just get back in line, see if they can run the leader down. Michael again has been loose all night in the corners, but he's hanging on to it, hanging tough. Gibson is starting to close in on these guys, so the fresher tires are paying off. He's probably got, well, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps fewer on his tires, which wouldn't seem like it's a big deal, but at this track, that actually is a pretty big deal. So it'll be interesting how much he has to use them up trying to get to the front to see if he has anything left to get by DJ, who's been as strong as Steven has all night. Looks like AJ has started to close the gap to the Iceman. AJ's kind of known for being a short track ace, but he runs well at every track that the BRR goes to, so can't count him out anyways. Well, maybe road racing, that's not one of his favorite disciplines, but I've still seen him be pretty good doing that too, so. Definitely one of the more talented drivers in the BRR, and proves it by the fact that he has numerous championships and a whole bunch of wins. So he's closed in less than a quarter of a second off the back bumper of DJ. Michael Whiting hanging in there in third, Stevie Gibson fourth, Ray Hillhouse fifth, Albie Hewen sixth, Jeff Hinkle seventh, William Mann Jr. eighth, Richie West up to ninth, and Bill Percy in 10th. Jason Rome, Rick Sargent, Jared Husley, and Gerald Poole top 14 got on the lead lap, and you got Nicole Kiesel, Donald Blanks in 15th and 16th. Looks like they're getting ready to have a battle here pretty quick. And Matthew Young, of course, running 17th. AJ's looking to the outside here for the lead. Michael Whiting's loving to see this, as is Stephen Gibson, because those two of them can fight. Those other two can catch back up and make a race out of it. AJ just keeps hanging tough on that low line. AJ's going to send it back in there. And Michael Whiting and Stevie Gibson are closing right up. So the longer these two fight for it up there, they're going to use up their tires a little bit more, and it's going to allow those other two to close up and see what they can do about challenging for the lead themselves. Going to be a four-car battle here pretty quick with coming to 10 laps to go this next time by. Jump on the roof of Stephen Gibson Jr. as he comes off the corner there under Michael Whiting. Michael's still loose off those corners, but he's just hanging on to it. No quitting that guy. Awesome job. Looks like Stephen's gonna get that inside line though. See if Michael can fight back on the outside. It looks like he did clear, so now he's just got DJ and AJ right in front of him. And the top five, AJ Godsey, DJ Kenner, Stephen Gibson Jr., Michael Whiting, and Ray Hillhouse. Like Michael's used up his tires. He stopped a couple laps sooner than AJ and DJ, so he's got a little more wear on him. It's probably starting to pay the price now. So we come to 8 laps to go, but he's still hanging in there, and you never know. Those top three get fighting for position. Could make it real interesting, give him an opportunity. So he's not out of it yet. AJ has stretched a little bit of the lead, just over half a second. He's trying to get as much room as he can between him and Steve Gibson Jr., who has the freshest tires of the top three right now, or the top four for that matter. Looks like Ray Hillhouse is starting to close the gap, but he's still 3 3/4 seconds back in fifth. And he's got a comfortable lead over Albie Hewens in sixth. Jeff Hinkle running seventh. Looks like he's closing up on Albie. Let's take a look here. Yes, definitely closed up on the back bump of him, getting ready to fight for that sixth spot. William Mann Jr. is in eighth, Richie West ninth, and Bill Percy is 10th. Jump back up looking at that second position, so that's going to be the biggest fight here towards the front. AJ has stretched it out almost 9/10 of a second now. Steven's starting to run a high line, see if he can get that momentum off the top of the corner into the turn. He's down the straightaway. Definitely worked for him that time. They've stretched it out a little bit on Michael Whiting, who's running along in fourth. Again, Ray Hillhouse now got it down to 3 seconds to fourth place Michael Whiting, but again, not unless he gets a caution, probably not going to work out for him. We're 5 to go. AJ keeps stretching that lead. He's now 1 second up. As these two fight for second, which is just giving AJ that much more time to run whatever line he wants to make time. Steven Gibson closes right back up on the back bumper of DJ. Can he get under? Looks like he can. A little bit of side draft there, trying to see if he can slow DJ down. He's got the inside line going into 1. 4 laps to go, a little less at this point. AJ continues to stretch his lead out to 1.2 seconds now, and Steven Gibson does complete that pass for second. See if DJ tries to cross him back up in turn 3. Doesn't look like he's close enough to do that. He's definitely going to stay right there, though. So Steven Gibson's got the freshest tires of the top 4, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch AJ as we are now 3 laps to go. Top 5 is AJ Godsey, Steven Gibson Jr., DJ Kinner, Michael Whiting, and Ray Hillhouse. Albie Hewins, Jeff Hinkle, William Mann Jr., Richie West, and Bill Percy round out your top 10. Got Jared Heasley in 11th, Rick Sargent 12th, Jason Rowland 13th, Gerald Poole 14th, Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel running 15th, Donald Durant 16th, and Matthew Young 17th. So Donald's making up time on those new tires, just doesn't have enough time. He needs that caution, so it did go for him this time, but still, heck of a try there. So 2 laps to go. Still 1 1/4 seconds for AJ as far as the lead's concerned. So he's not worried too much. Just right now, just turn good laps. Don't hit anything. That's what all he's thinking about. Comes off before just a little bit of a wiggle, and on the final lap, white flag. Like Steven Gibson's opened up about 3/4 of a second over DJ, so that's there. Jeff Hinkle still fighting with Albie Hewins there for 6th place. Looks like he just got underneath him. PLM are still side by side though. As AJ takes it in turn 3, going to come off 4. He's going to see that checker flag waving. And your winner here at Homestead is AJ Godsey. Steven Gibson Jr. 2nd, DJ Kinner 3rd, Michael Whiting 4th, Ray Hillhouse 5th. Here's the battle for 6th. Looks like Jeff's just going to edge Albie Hewins out for 7th or 6th. Albie's in 7th. Richie West 8th, William Mann Jr. 9th, Bill Percy 10th. Jared Heasley 11th, Rick Sargent 12th, Jason Rowland 13th, Gerald Poole 14th, Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in 15th, and Donald Durant's in 16th. Matthew Young in 17th, again, had that issue with his computer, so not much he could do about that. So let's see if we can talk to some of these, the top 3 at least. We'll see if any of them are in Discord for us. I'm not seeing DJ, so I guess and I'm not seeing Steven Gibson either. So we'll pull AJ. AJ, it's Mark in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you.
Heck of a drive there, Chief. Hung in that top 5 all night. When it came time to put the power down, seems like you were able to and just kind of pull away. How'd that race go for you?
Yeah, I needed a long run. These guys seemed to be a little faster on the short run, but as the runs went on, it seemed like I could run them down. So I was just hoping not to see a caution there on that last run.
Well, it seems like the whole race, your car never really wiggled or stepped out as opposed to everybody else. So you had some great control there.
Yeah, I definitely had to manage these back tires on this track and this car. So that's all I was trying to do, is just not slide my tires and keep the tires good on the back.
Well, you definitely accomplished that. Congratulations on the win, and we will see you tomorrow night right back here at Homestead.
Yep, thanks, Mark.
Thanks, AJ. And there you go. The winner, AJ Godsey. Second place, Stephen Gibson Jr. Third was DJ Kinner. Fourth, Michael Whiting. Fifth, Ray Hillhouse. Sixth, Jeff Hinkle. Seventh, Albie Hewins. Eighth, Richie West. Ninth, William Mann Jr. 10th, Bill Percy. Jared Heasley was 11th. Rick Sargent 12th. Jason Rome 13th. Gerald Poole 14th. Nicole Kriesel 15th. Donald Durant 16th. And Matthew Young 17th. So that will do it for us tonight. Again, the BRR Cup Series will be back here tomorrow night, right here at Homestead. Want to invite you to come watch that. That will be covered by Doug Burns with How to Suck at iRacing. Highly recommend that you follow him. He is awesome. So good night. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.
This was a presentation of the Burning Rubber Racing League Saturday Series presented by Flaming Karma Paint Shop. We want to thank our loyal viewers. This is MDM TV.